Entering the wormhole in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a nice trip.
What the fuck is up, y'all? It's the motherfucking Wormhole Podcast, and I'm your boy, Andy Savage, and we're back here, and we're with our motherfucking boy, Pinky. What the fuck is up, dog? Merry
What
Christmas.
up, y'all? Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Andrew. Merry Christmas to all of you listeners.
Ho, 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 bitches.
Yeah.
I hope y'all didn't get too much coal in your fucking stockings.
Yeah, I hope none of y'all got coal in your stockings. But if you did, I'm sure you deserved it.
You were being naughty. And you were on the naughty list. I was a good boy. I got a nice new office chair. Nice new gaming chair.
Oh, yeah? Holy shit.
Yourself a spin, girl. Oh, wow.
That's nice. Was that from your wife?
Yep, the wife looked out.
That's sweet.
Yep, she's a good one, man. She's a keeper.
Yeah, that's a nice gaming chair. I'll probably end up getting a gaming chair at some point. Y'all gotta see what I've been sitting on with everything that I do. My freaking
it's a dick.
Piano. I can stick one to it if I want to. The most uncomfortable fucking chair, and yes, it has been cracked over people a couple times.
The motherfucking wormhole. This is the sacrifices that Pinky makes for all of you listeners. For an hour and 45 minutes, sometimes he's sitting in that chair, ass hurting, skin and bones, and for you. So
yeah, well, at this point, I've developed a callus. So
we should start up a GoFundMe for your new chair.
Right? You know what? We're gonna try that. Maybe if we get at least 5 likes on this video.
My chair was $199 from Costco, so that's what our goal is. $200. It's not hard to get our man $200. We're gonna put a link on this episode for a goal for that. You know, help this man have a good Christmas and have something good to sit on.
We're going to do that. We'll set up a GoFundMe, see if people will buy me a chair. And you know what? I'll appreciate it with the utmost, the greatest portion of my heart. You know, if people actually cared that much.
That's crazy that he's been sitting on a fucking Sabu chair.
Fucking wrestling chair, man. And that's what these things are best for. You can cracked over heads and backs, not for sitting on. I've made it work, though. Look at it. Everything that I do, but you know what? At night, I can't do anything. I can't do any sewing or playing piano because this fucking chair is loud. If I, move my ass, it goes. Eh. I had my roommate come over one time. What's all that noise? I'm like, what are you talking about? All that noise? Because I got my headphones on, I'm playing my piano. I don't hear the chair, but I figured it out. I was like, oh man, this thing's annoying.
Man.
Great. But hey, I hope everybody's having a great Christmas. We didn't have a white one this year.
Well, only in the mirror. Just that's a joke.
Racial wise, we had a big old white Christmas. We had the whole white family together. I was with this guy yesterday in Indiana.
Yes, sir.
Visiting the family.
My family,
Christmas Eve.
My family is the sprinkling of adobo seasoning in the in the mix. So.
Just a little sprinkle. Yeah, but that was crazy. I had discovered that our Uncle Rich was Mexican. I had no idea. I've been thinking about that even today. Like, what the hell? How did that one get past me? And he was Mexican. He definitely did not have a Mexican accent whatsoever. He was very Americanized.
Sure.
And to me, like, I know exactly what he looks like. I can picture him in my head. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of see it. But for the most part, I would have totally guessed he was white.
That's the same thing with
money on that.
That's the same thing with my wife, though. Like, because she doesn't have an accent at all. Like, there's been people that she worked with, like Spanish people, and they were like, "Wait, you're Mexican?" And they're like, "And what else?" And she's like, nope, just 100% Mexican, yo. Like, I'm just like really light. I shouldn't have to explain myself on this, but
Also
you
for
know,
them though, like they speak Spanish most of the time, and they
yeah,
can tell by people's accents and shit too how often they speak Spanish.
right. And I mean, Myra speaks fluent Spanish. Like, she can code switch instantly and just be on the phone speaking full Spanish
Yeah, you don't think that
also.
she's got any American accent in her
Oh, I'm
Spanish?
sure she does, but I wouldn't know what that is because
Yeah,
I'm
we
sure I
wouldn't.
have it too, you know? I have it more so than she does, I'm sure.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm sure.
So, I mean, I know much more Spanish than I actually use, but that's more so just because I don't know. I think it's anxiety where it's like you don't really want to do something unless you're at your best representation of yourself while doing it. I'm not going to go out and do skateboard tricks in front of somebody if I know I suck. Like, if I can't do
Right.
the trick, I'm not even going to attempt it in front of somebody. How dare I could never face the embarrassment. And it's the same thing with like speaking in a different language when I'm just not confident in my abilities of doing it. Like, I don't want to seem like I'm making a fool of myself because I take my self-image maybe a little bit too excessively, but
And you know what though? They judge us so much harder on our mispronunciations and misuse of words and shit than we do. Because if they speak to us broken ass English, completely not the right construction, but we'll get the gist of it. Like, we know what you're saying. We're not gonna like correct you, like it's pronounced like this. We don't do that. We're used to people's broken English and shit like that. But if we mispronounce some shit, oh no, no, no. Like, they'll even act like they don't understand what we're saying until we say it right. It's bullshit.
yeah. I always found it. I think the funniest thing that I think Americans do though is when we'll start speaking English but in an accent, thinking that someone that speaks only Spanish is going to understand it better. You know,
I think they do though.
I don't think
I think
so.
they do. Because when they speak our language, the way that they interpret our vowels and all that shit, you would think that, if you use it the same way, they just pick it up better. You might be able to speak just normal your own way, but I think it enhances their understanding. I do it automatically. There's nothing I can do about it. I've dated women who speak very little English though, and that's the way that I'd communicate with them, and it was effective because I understand Spanish enough, like the way that they put the sentences together, the construction of words and all that shit. So like that's almost the way that you structure the English that you're speaking to them. Like you'll put the adverb after instead of before. When you're
Sure.
talking to them and shit like that, and it helps. It helps. They totally helps them understand. Because I watch these same people struggle to talk with other white people who are just speaking, their fast English in their accent and stuff like that. They're not picking up any of that shit. You gotta slow it down. You have to throw a little bit of accent into it. It helps, dude. I guarantee it. Oh, this kind of fucking sucks. So I'm only at 4% battery, and it seems that I'm eating battery far faster than I'm charging.
The motherfucking
So
Wormhole podcast might be short.
yeah, we might have to cut it short, but I'll just disappear, y'all. I'll ride this one out to my battery, guys.
Then that's what we'll do.
Till
For
it
Merry
dies. I don't
for
fucking care
for
for
Merry
y'all.
Christmas, we're gonna ride this motherfucker till the wheels fall off.
Yep, Santa's sleigh is coming down. It's going down, but I'm going
we're
down with the ship.
we're
The
going to
sleigh.
let's all wish for a Christmas miracle, and maybe his phone will just magically
Start charging.
the
Yeah, start
iPad will
going
just
up.
start the Christmas magic. You'll just see it'll start doing like Christmas patterns, and then it'll be 100%, 1,000% shit.
Yeah. Well, right now it's charging, but it's also powering the microphone
Microphone,
and the
sure,
headphones and the screen and all that's too much for it. It ain't
sure.
keeping the balance.
Hey, shout
But
out to iPads because I'm just very impressed by the output of that. That
mhm.
technology is very impressive. I've
Yeah.
never been an Apple person, so now I'm kind of dumbfounded.
I don't blame the people who hate on Apple though. Even though I'm an Apple person now, I feel that as any kind of like graphic artist, if you're a videographer, if you're a photographer, you gotta go iPhone because they make the way they categorize your pictures, the all that stuff, and just the way that like your phone will work so much more seamlessly with cameras and with any kind of like outside tech, whether it's using Wi-Fi or it's using Bluetooth or anything. It's so much more seamless than it is with Android. With Android, there's a lot of things like setup with certain things, with this microphone, this is my first time using the microphone. It was plug and play. It recognized. I didn't even have to press like yes anywhere or anything like that. It just boom started working.
That's fantastic. I'm really glad that worked out that way.
It's like that with a lot of things. The reason that I went from Android to iPhones because I started doing the drone photography,
Sure.
and I was noticing a whole lot of latency issues, crashing issues, and stuff with operating the DJI software with the Android.
Right.
And then within my research, I found that it just works a whole lot better with Apple products.
Yeah,
so
same.
I had to go Apple.
Same thing I was telling you with that gimbal, how it was just better suited for an iPhone, and yeah, I'm definitely gonna probably get the iPhone. I'm not gonna switch off a PC, obviously. Maybe if I were to get another laptop later on in life, maybe I'll get like a MacBook. But yeah, I
plan on getting one day too.
I don't need one right now, especially when I just got this PC. So for sure.
Yeah, I could see myself getting it for the music production because the version of GarageBand on the iPad is much more limited than the version of GarageBand on the MacBook. Yeah,
Sick. That's sick.
There's a lot more mastering features and stuff on the MacBook.
That new MacBook chip, I think it's the M6 chip, looks crazy.
Yeah, I dream. I look at those products, man. Every time they come out with the new iPads and shit, I'm looking at all the things because of the way that they display all that too on their website, like all the features, all the newest stuff like that. That's cool alone.
Yeah, so beautiful.
Scrolling through that, yeah, that's art, a work of art. And the only downside with Apple though is just the price, man. Yeah. The price, you're paying a lot of money for a fragile little baby. The software that it runs is a monster. It's supreme. But the hardware, that phone, it's like a sheet of glass,
Yeah,
they
with
make it so fragile.
With Apple products, especially, like I know how we talked previously about like sometimes buying used or buying like secondhand or something like that. I refuse to do that with like any major Apple products just because of the amount of counterfeit that exists out there.
Oh,
like there's so much. You'll get a laptop and you'll take it home and then you turn it on and you're looking in the fucking, I don't know what if Apple has BIOS or whatever, but I've literally seen people see like PC processors and stuff like, wait, what? It's not supposed to have this. And it's just,
you would have to be careful. When you're spending more than a few $100s online, you want to be as certain as possible when you can buy that kind of shit. Because like if I were buying a laptop or something like that or a computer from somebody, I'd want to meet up with them and pick it up at their house. You know, if they're comfortable with you coming to their house to pick it up, you know that there's no bullshit.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, yeah, because I'll fucking pull up.
Oh yeah, come back with it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've sold a laptop one time and I had dude come to my place and it sucked though because I told him right off the bat, I was like, listen, man, it's an old laptop. If there's a lot of programs, it's not going to be able to run. He's just like, oh, I just need it for like the most basic stuff and all that, whatever. Couple hours later, he tried to upload some apps to it and it wasn't working. This was before apps, this laptop ran programs, not apps. Right. So like he was all like, whoa, what's this? He's like, oh, this ain't gonna work for my thing. So he was able to bring it right back and shit like that. I'm not trying to screw anybody over. But yeah, like if you did like a police station meetup or something like that, thinking like, oh yeah, this guy's safe, he's smart enough to do it at the police station. He might just be trying to screw you.
Yeah, right. What are you gonna do? Go back to the cops and say, hey, that guy got me?
Yeah,
That
I got
guy
a
left
screenshot of
already.
his profile picture or something like that. Like, that ain't gonna do shit. If they block you and all that, you can't actually find their name or anything.
Yeah, and then it's like, what are you gonna? It's not like the police are outside that instantly spawn like GTA. You'd have to go inside and tell them what happened, and then they're gonna
Yeah,
take their
yeah.
time and be like, "What? What'd you say now? Oh, okay, hold on, huh?" And like, they're not gonna fucking rush to be like, "Oh God, let me help you. Run! Where is he?
Yeah, and a lot
Let's
of the
get him."
scams you won't find out it's a scam until you get home with it, and actually start fucking with it.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's so many ways to get scammed these days.
yeah. I there's certain things I'll sell. I wish I could sell airsoft shit more easily, but every time I've tried to sell it on Hop Up, it's just like you get people asking you 1,000 questions, and then they want to see a video of it doing this, and I was like, I don't have time to do all that, bro. Or do you want to buy it or not? Like,
Mhm.
the shit works, you know?
Hey,
Like,
if I were the buyer, I'm the same way. If there ain't a video that actually
well,
functions,
like
I'd be
I've
like,
had a
hey,
video and then they're
before I
like, oh,
spend the $100-something on it.
yeah, I guess that's for sure. But I think I'll just do concise one time thing and be like, dude, this isn't like OnlyFans. I'm not giving you custom videos. Like, look at the fucking ad. And if you fucking want it, let's
You
buy
trust
it.
me or not? Yeah.
Yeah,
And
like if you
if you
don't
don't
fucking
trust me,
trust
move
people
on.
that bad that where's like you're so skeptical, then why are you even on this platform? You know what I'm saying? You have to have a little
I don't blame anybody.
you
They
have to
can be
have
as fucking scrutinous as they want with that kind of shit because there's a bunch of fuckheads out there.
Way
that's
too many.
certainly true, but you have to have a certain level of
Swindless
trust.
fuckheads.
You have to have a certain level of trust if you're going to buy on one of those platforms. You know what I mean? Like, what's the point of clicking a link if you're like, I'm not too sure if I should message this person because I'm not. If you're
Because you
getting
can
a.
set it up, you can set up the arrangement in such a way that you can trust it.
Yeah, exactly. That's fine. That's fine. But like, there's some people that are just difficult to work with. And that's just the
Yeah.
problem of dealing with consumers, right? You know.
Selling online is one of the worst experiences that anybody can go through.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
especially
If
if you
you've
got
ever tried
multiple things. It's horrible.
selling
Horrible.
Facebook Marketplace, where you just have 1,000 people that just ask you, "Is this still available?" and then
Tons of
never
people asking
respond
questions. Tons of people who say that they're on their way and
and
don't
never
show
show
up.
up. Yeah.
Oh man, and you're going through that shit for days and days. There will be a point too where you give up and you never want to sell again on Facebook Marketplace, and it's a shame because it's the best way to get rid of shit.
Yep.
As long as you got the people who are hitting you up legitimately are interested.
Yeah, there's definitely been things where I've gotten so upset at the people that were the only people that were hitting me up, and they were all just pissing me off, and I just delisted the item. Just like, I don't fucking care. I marked it as sold, and they were like, "Did you sell it elsewhere?" And I was like, "Yes." And I'm looking at the fucking thing still at my house.
I was downsizing all like my kitchenware and stuff like that, pots and pans. And I was giving it away for free. I took a picture. I was just like, put it on there for free. Holy shit, man! People hitting me up, asking questions like, "What do you got? Do you have this particular item?" I was like, "Listen, look at the picture. I'm not putting any more effort into this, but I had to." Through the whole experience, I had to, check this. Oh, wait outside. Ain't nobody fucking showing up. Oh, freaking try to talk people down the driveway. No, it's that way. All the freaking effort that I put into it to finally have somebody come pick up the shit. And then once they got there, they wanted to pick and choose. They didn't want to take it all. They're like, oh, no, this. I'm like, no, this is you got to
You have
take
to
all
take
of
the
it.
whole
This is
thing.
a one-time thing. I don't want to be standing here 3 people, 4 people till it's finally all gone. No, you're taking all of it. I don't. And I didn't get any money out of the whole damn experience. Like I listed this shit for free, and I've had to put way too much work into it.
Yeah, fuck that.
It's a pain in the dick. But with Hop Up and shit like that, anybody wants to be a savvy consumer. Hats off to you. Hats
Yeah.
off to you. Be as much of a dick as you want. Don't trust fucking anybody.
Yeah, but
Don't trust.
unfortunately,
Him saying that there's got to be a level of trust. Fuck no. Fuck trust. You
we
can't fucking trust any random ass person.
unfortunately the difference between the airsoft community and other normal communities is that there's a certain type of people that are in the airsoft community, and when they ask questions, they ask them very, very
The
excessively.
dorks. The dorks.
Oh, and then
Yeah.
it gets bad, and I just get frustrated, and I can't deal with it no more. It's not just the dorks; it's their fucking autism sinking through, and then it's like it's rough. And I'm not a counselor. I'm not a special needs counselor or any of that shit. So it's when they're starting to ask me questions, they're getting into questions where I don't even know the fucking answer to. Like, do you ask that question at the fucking Evike website? And I
They
bet, you know what?
probably
I
do.
bet they probably fucking do. And they're like, well, I'm not going to make this purchase. And they're like, we don't give a fuck if you buy it or not, bud. Like, you are not the only customer in the world, you
Yeah.
know? Like, people act.
I think I'll pass if you're asking technical questions. I think I'll pass. No, you end that shit with okay, thank you. You know, still leave it in the air.
Yeah.
Fucking yeah, airsoft attracts a lot of autistic
I
and
love it.
dorks
And
and
I
stuff
love
like
them.
that.
I love
Yeah.
my
Oh yeah, so do I. I
community.
have no problem with them
But
whatsoever. But
But
yeah,
you,
like
anybody that knows what we're
we all
talking
know that
about
if you're not
understands how
autistic, yeah,
difficult it can be, especially when it comes to like talking technical stuff with them. Oh
mhm.
my god.
They know more than we do. You know, half of
Oh,
them know more than we do about all that technical shit. But that's the problem. You know, they're using terms and shit that even somebody like me who's experienced with working on this shit, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. You know, like they go even deeper into the subject than me. I've never tried any selling on Hop Up and shit like that. I never thought about that, but I'm sure, yeah, you get a lot of that, a lot of that.
yeah, I was thinking about selling my Navarich. Um, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it on Hop Up or if I wanted to bring it up to the store and maybe see if I sell it that way. But I know if I bring it up to the store, I'm only gonna get like maybe 100 something bucks for it. So I was like, I don't. Is it worth it to sell it for that, or do I just keep it? So I
I'd say
just keep it.
keep it and bring it to the marketplaces and stuff like how Black Ops does the airsoft marketplace every once in a while and shit like
Oh
that. People
yeah,
just set up a
smart.
table, and then I'm sure you've seen it even at conflicts. People just set up tables and sell their shit. I don't know if they have to get a permit for that or anything, but I really don't think so.
Yeah, smart. Might be able to just toss it at someone's table and be like, "Hey, if I sell it, I'll give you 10 bucks or some shit."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I did that. We'll try to do that with a battery before.
You
I'm sure
did
you could do that
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I
it's a
sent.
high value item, I'm like,
I
hey, if
could send.
I'm looking for 200 bucks, if you sell it for 200, you keep 10 bucks, 20 bucks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't want to give him too much money because it's like you did nothing. I literally just sat it here at your table. Like, come on, bro. This isn't like I'm asking you to put it in the Gucci store. You know what I'm saying? Don't fucking highball me. Asking me for a
10,
dub.
15%. I feel like is a good.
10% is 20 bucks, right? Off 200 bucks. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I yikes.
10, 15% for it to just sit at their table.
That's still a lot, especially when they
It is a
only
lot when you got dorks walking by asking questions about it and shit. That ain't my
probably
motherfucker.
paid 200 bucks for their table.
Yeah.
If that, they might not even have had to pay for table space. It might just be a handshake deal.
Knowing Cobra, I bet I wouldn't.
Probably a
Oh no, it's
handshake deal.
probably Blast Camp. It's probably not a Cobra thing.
Yeah, I really enjoy their event though. I wish there was more events that were that long because that's what I want to do is
Oh,
something like
weekend long ones, yeah.
the full weekend, 3 days. That's
Hmm. Yeah, that's the best. There's two events that our group makes sure to hit up every year, and that's conflicts. That's the airsoft one in Indiana, and then there's the gathering. It's a must do every single year. If I ever missed either one of them, I think that I would just be kicking myself up until the next one.
yeah. I think
Missing the gathering would be worse because airsoft. There's other options. There's other events and shit, but
yeah, the gathering though. That's something I don't know. I don't think I'll ever miss it. And
yeah.
as long as it keeps happening and keeps having the same vibe that it's had. Now, it all depends. There's certain things that would stop me, right? Now, The only thing I think that would stop me is if it became an undrivable distance logistically. Like if it was in California, logistically
Right.
speaking, I don't think I'd be able to make that drive with the time that I have allowed to gather. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if you're adding 3 days of driving each way, that's just too much. You know, that's 6 days plus the gathering. There's no way I'd be able to get my wife to have 2 weeks off of work just so that I could go and do that.
Yeah.
And like, I
It'd be
wouldn't want to.
really
I wouldn't.
expensive
I
for
wouldn't
us to
want to
go.
fly because then it's not the same thing. I don't get to camp at. Or do I do the fucking? I'm not a littering
Waste of
scumbag.
money.
I don't want
Waste
to.
of money too, man.
I don't want to do
Buy
the.
a tent and all that shit.
Yeah, and
Leave
leave
it.
it.
Mm-mm.
The only way I would consider doing all of that is if I gathered in that shit, and then at the end of it all, you take that tent and all that shit, and you just give it to some homeless motherfucker. I would
Okay, yeah.
I would hate to say it, but it's probably going to be a homeless juggalo on your way out, because that's probably the only homeless motherfucker you're going to see on the way to the airport is a random homeless jug.
The sacrifices people make to go to the gathering, dude. Like, I don't think that I'd do that. I think that's me being such a cheap ass to buy a
Yeah.
tent to only use it one time. I don't think I could do it.
Well, alternatively speaking, right? So I did the math because I didn't understand how somebody could do that and why, right? But then I did the math and I seen, you buy a $30 tent, you buy a $20 sleeping bag, and whatever small other amenities. If you bought a fucking flashlight or some shit, obviously you can't take none of that with you. But literally, you spent under $100. So if you were to buy a hotel or an Airbnb, you're gonna
right, it comes
spend
out
well
way less,
over
way
that.
less.
So
For
I mean,
sure, it's a better alternative to campsite. I feel it's just wasteful.
it is wasteful as fuck. Yeah, it's wasteful as fuck. That's why I'd want it to go to a good cause.
Give it to somebody who's actually going to use it. Yeah, yeah.
And not because there's, I don't know, everybody that's been at the gathering knows that there's scavengers that go around at the end and they take all the stuff people leave. But a lot of those homies, they don't do anything like for people in need with it. They're just gonna go sell that shit on marketplace, and good for them. People left that shit. Good for them. But I feel like if I were to do anything with it personally, I would feel the only way I'd feel good about doing that is if I gave it to somebody in need afterwards. But then even still, the dirty silver lining of that is I just gave that homeless dude my motherfucking gathering tent. Like, I gave him the worst thing I could probably give. That gathering tent has seen me gather. So
That's not too bad though, man. At least you're not giving him Puddle's gathering tent. But
it has an odorizer built in.
Built-in odorizers. 360.
That's that motherfucking the Coleman Blackout Poucan Sam.
Oh man.
I can't wait until the gathering this year.
Shit, that's every year for me. It's like the one thing, of course I love my family. I do look forward to Christmas and things like that, but the thing that's always the very front of all that shit, of all the get-togethers and all that's the fucking gathering. That's at the top of the list.
Well, this last year I was only able to come the last day.
Yeah.
And
God, for me that'd be unacceptable.
You want to know the most unacceptable part about it? Like y'all pitched in and got me the ticket and all that shit, and that was cool. But the most unacceptable part was finding out that 3 hours later they were selling motherfuckers half-price tickets.
I didn't know about
because
that.
it was the last day. It's because we came and we bought my ticket at like 3 a.m. But literally, as soon as like morning cracked, motherfuckers were. I could have just stayed at the camp. I could have just stayed at camp and not like rushed it and went to go get my ticket and all that bullshit. Because where we were camped at, I could have easily just went to camp. I didn't need to show my ticket or anything to get in anywhere. I could have just
It's only $150 though. It's not that big of a.
but that $150
Whatever.
could have went back
Couldn't
to
have been a jersey or nothing.
could have been some drugs.
Yeah, there was no good drugs though, man.
This year, no, nothing.
Mm-mm.
I've been being more well behaved. You know, I only partaked in a little bit of weed, and I had some brews at the gathering, but since then I haven't really been even fucking with brews. I've just been pretty much weed only,
Yeah.
and I
I
just
think
like
this
that better.
past
I
one was.
feel better about. I feel cleaner just having weed only.
There's no come down period from weed and all that shit and alcohol. I guess you can have a hangover from alcohol, but I don't feel like we ever really get that wasted there.
No, you want to get a hangover off weed is when you get super high and you get the munchies, and then you eat a bunch of fucking sugary bullshit, and then you get really really sleepy, and then you take a nap and you wake up and you're fucking
Feeling like
hungover.
dog shit.
You're hungover. You're like too much sugar, too much weed. Yeah, you got to
Yeah.
control. Have good munchies on hand, and just weed only can be very fun.
Yeah, definitely. And it's like the most chill, smooth experience. You're enjoying yourself, because like weed enhances any experience. It makes
Sure.
it just a little bit better, a little bit cooler. So I feel like it's the best way to do the gathering. But if
The
you get a little.
only thing, and this is no hate against any of our juggalo homies, we're motherfucking family in this bitch. Uh, but I hate going home sick, so I kind of made it a thing. I don't think I want to smoke with anybody outside of my camp, because like people inside of your camp, regardless of if you're smoking with them or not, if they get sick, you're gonna get sick. So you may as well
Yeah,
smoke with the people you're close to in camp. We're eating next to each other, drinking
touching
off the
all the
same
same
shit,
shit.
touching all
Yeah.
the same shit, using all the same shit. It ain't like we're fucking super sterile at a motherfucking gathering campsite, So we're all gonna get sick if one of us is sick. But like other groups and all that shit, like I try not to be rubbing bodies against motherfuckers, because it's like I got a kid and wife at home. Like, bro, when I go home and get sick and then I give the gathering flu to them, like that shit. Anybody that's had the gathering flu, that shit'll wipe you out for a week sometimes. Like you're fucked up. Like
Somebody from our group gets it every year.
I
I think
hated. I would hate to bring
that's.
that home and give that to my kid.
Did you get it this year?
Nah, nope.
Puddles did though, right?
I think so.
Tim did.
Oh, you know what? You know what? Puddles had it, and then the next day he was at my house and he was like coughing a lot, kind of weird. And I was like, "Hey, bro, you getting sick?" And he's like, no, it's just I think I'm just it's just dry in here." And I was like, "All right." And he kept smoking with me, and I was like, "Hey, bro, if you're sick or some shit, I'll like give you your own piece." And he's like, "No, no, no, I'm good." And he literally got me fucking sick. He was sick.
Fucking booger brain.
Yep, I forgot about that. Yes, he did get me sick. And I was sick. It's just that like when I got the Jugga flu before, like full blown, when I got it like two or three gatherings ago, that shit had lead. I was laid out for like over a week. It was about a week and a half before it like kind of died down and like went away. But this last time when I got it from Puddles, I want to say it only lasted for like 3 or 4 days. But even still, man, that's like some of the worst respiratory fucking bullshit you can get. But there ain't no motherfucking way I'm gathering with a mask on, bitch. Like, I'm a raw dog, this bitch. If I come home sick, oh well, right? It's not going to stop me from gathering, but I just prefer to not get sick. If I'm able to figure out a way to gather comfortably and not get sick, I think it could just be by maybe not smoking with random motherfuckers. That helps. That helps big time. And I think we lost our boy Pinky. And, you know, that's okay because it's Christmas time. And I will hope that all our listeners are having a wonderful Christmas. And it's time for us to cut this short and go be with our families. My family's outside in the other room. My son just opened up his presents. We're having fun. Um, yeah. Merry Christmas, everybody. It's been the Wormhole. Peace.